acrylics, gouache, watercolors, metal watercolors, metal acrylics, different pigments. It's so easy to get lost in all these different mediums. Hello guys, thank you for stopping by. My name is Maria Grossbaum. I'm a mixed media artist and instructor, and for about last almost 4 years I've been actively teaching people around the globe, and it's enough time to understand what your challenges are, and my aim as an instructor to inspire you to make your creative journey really enjoyable. So one of the most frequent questions that I get from you is, how do I achieve such a bright colors? How I create these splashes of colors and gradients and blending so vibrant? And this is why I'm here today, and I'm going to show you how. Acrylics, gouache, watercolors, metal watercolors, metal acrylics, different pigments. It's so easy to get lost in all these different mediums. In order to explain all this and show how I work, I decided to open for you a whole lecture, a whole section of one of my best-selling course. It's called Marvellous Mixed Media Three-Dimensional Technique, and this will give you a taste, not just a taste, a clear instructions how I work with colors. Are you ready to dive into this colorful adventure? Let's do it. If you have any questions, please comment below and I will be happy to answer them. Also, if you're interested in this course, there is a link below. Please check this out. Let's go, let's go. Alright guys, let's start diving into this colorful adventure. As I mentioned previously, we don't like rules, because rules create limitations, and this is what we try to avoid. Just stay experimental. I would love though to share with you my own findings. You don't have to follow them exactly, but I want you to know what excites me, and hopefully it will inspire you too. So finding number one, again, don't take it as a rule. Just take it as a suggestion. In paintings like this, paintings with heavy texture, I like using a lot of water. Now, why water is good? It allows a color to travel freely. I don't like controlling fully a process of applying colors. I like that my colors have their own life. Second important point is that colors are nicely mixed together and creating beautiful gradients when you have a lot of water. Okay, while I'm giving you my suggestions, I'm not saying anything about what I'm doing on my canvas. So right now I'm trying to see how acrylic ink is going to look on the surface. I've added just a little bit directly to my canvas, couple of drops of this ink, and because the surface previously was wet, all I need to do is just to spread with the clean brush all the color. And now you're witnessing a real magic. You see how the color travels and how our texture becomes visible. The color gets into the lower spots, it accumulates inside lower spots, and it becomes more intense, and voila, the texture starts talking to you. Okay, now I want to add a little bit of lighter blue metal acrylic color. I think it's going to create beautiful gradient. So actually gradient is my next suggestion to you. So why do we like gradients? Because first of all, it looks very pleasant to your eye. Also, it's nice to create gradient on each segment, because this way the segments are going to be visually more separated from each other. Let's take a look again at our example. As you can see, each segment has its own background color and its own gradient. Maybe in some cases gradient is not very visible, but I was trying to separate them with different color treatments. My next suggestion would be, don't add too much intense and bright colors at once. Add colors little by little with a lot of water. Now when I build up my colorful layers, when I add colors little by little, it allows me to keep beautiful lightness and transparency and not to kill the texture underneath. Also, when I create my layers, I add different colors. For example, in the middle I have a blue segment. Right now it's blue, but it's not going to stay completely blue. I'm going to apply next different color and we'll see what it looks like. Now, in case I add a color and I completely don't like it, I can absorb it with toilet paper. So it's a good idea always to have toilet paper with you or a paper towel. I'm hesitating. I'm trying to find some color and I don't know which one I want. I think greenish color will be great, but let's see what I'm gonna use. I think this is a good idea. This is a neon light green color. Well, let's see what it's gonna do. My aim right now is to find interesting combination of colors and apply a first layer of color on each segment. I think this blue and this light green look great together. I really like this combination. So, you know what? Painting, applying colors, it's like a journey. You really don't know where it's going to take you. That's why I like it so much. It is very exciting. At this moment, I'm pursuing two aims. My first aim is to apply a first colorful layer to each segment. And my second aim is to make sure that a basis color looks great with their neighbors, their segment neighbors. And as you can see, I like contrast. I like dark against light. I like cold against warm. And that's what keeps my segments separated from each other. I like this combination with light green so much, so I've decided to apply same green to my other segment and create a gradient between dark blue, dark and very sad blue, to very happy light green. Now, it's easy to create gradients when the colors and backgrounds are wet. In this case, I don't have to worry about adding more water because I added quite a lot previously. Remember how I suggested to use diluted colors and apply light layers? But sometimes it's fun to break my own suggestions, my own rules, and I feel like in this section I want to add intense blue color. And even really dark purple. I'm using heavy-bodied acrylic purple color. I find this purple very successful and I'm going to use it on my next segment. Now dark colors are not going to be that dark because when it gets dry it becomes more pale. Toilet paper that we used in our texture absorbs a lot of water and colors as well. At the bottom I've decided to try using a little bit of blue metal acrylic. As you probably noticed, I'm not touching my 3D objects, I'm trying to keep them white. I think I will color them later. At the moment it's hard to tell exactly what colors will work for them the best, and I suggest to deal first with the background and then to deal with 3D objects. Alright, looks like we're getting here somewhere, and I start liking it. But something tells me that the blue on the top is very intense and very dark. I think I need to sponge it with toilet paper. Let me tell you something. I really like what I got. I like this effect. I think I need to exaggerate it and sponge some more. But before I do this, I want to wash out a little bit more of this blue dark texture with clean wet brush. Okay, let's use toilet paper and see what's gonna happen. Okay, yeah, you know guys what, I think I really like it. Perfect, really beautiful effect that was born by accident. I would like to repeat the same effect closer to the edge of this segment. And let's repeat the same treatment for the purple section. Let's see. Great, I like it. Okay, until now we worked only with cold colors, purple, blue and light green, and I think I'm moving to the middle section and I will add orange acrylic ink. Just a few final preparations before I start. Now, as you can see, when I use acrylic inks, I apply them with the dropper directly to my canvas. I try not to use too much. Now let me tell you, this particular orange is my favorite. It's called Orange Flame. The reason I've started to use orange is because I want to fresh my canvas a little bit with nice, warm and happy colors. I put too much orange and I want to use the same color on my green area, but before that I made sure that green is already dry. Now I'm adding water and spreading it all out on my green segment. Using this opportunity, I would like to give you another suggestion. Don't be afraid to use different colors on top of each other. More colors you use, more layers you create with diluted colors, more interesting your results are going to be. I really like a happiness and intensity of this orange flame. I think I'm going to use it for my two other segments. More than this, I'm gonna apply this orange even on my blue areas. Let's see what's gonna happen. I really enjoy this warm orange, and I would like to intensify it by adding dark burgundy acrylic. Now, in order to unify colors together, I would like to add orange to the blue area, the area that we absorbed with toilet paper. Okay, let's see what we got. Beautiful effect, which was created with two colors, but I had to make sure that my first blue layer is completely dry before I applied orange. Looks like I can't just get enough of this flame orange, and I'm going to add it to different areas. When I get in my colorful groove, I just don't want to stop, and sometimes in order to continue I need to make sure that my surface is dry. Well, to speed up the process is very easy with hair dryer. Well, I've had enough of my orange. Now it's time to switch to something cold and dark, and with this color, dark blue, I'm going to fill my last blank segment. Well, because I like creating layers of different colors, I want to add the same blue to my purple area. And take a look how much richer, English is tricky, how rich the background looks when it has a few different colorful layers. Looks like I'm getting somewhere, but right now I'm a little stuck. I don't know how to continue. I don't have an idea. Well, in this case, it really helps to rotate your canvas and look at your composition from different angles, and ideas will come. Okay, I think I got it. I would like to intensify the gradient on this orange segment. I just love gradients. I think they're such a pleasure for eyes. And another reason I'm adding here a gradient and make one side of this segment darker is that I want the whole upper part of my painting to be darker, like this. Let's talk about metal acrylic colors, which I'm using right now. As you can see, it's a light metal blue. Metal colors are heavier than all other colors that we used before, and before it was a regular acrylic and acrylic ink and a little bit of liquid watercolor. So because it's heavier, the flakes that are the tiny fine flakes that are inside acrylic colors, they being accumulated together, and They create beautiful effect, especially in the lower spots. Also, on top we're going to apply varnish, and metal colors, when they are varnished, they look very deep. They add interesting, beautiful, iridescent depth. Now it also creates really beautiful effect when you use light metal color on top of dark one. I don't know exactly how to explain it, but it adds some kind of lightness and transparency to it. Well, right now my canvas is fully covered with colors, and I don't think I will introduce more colors. All I want to do right now is just to intensify certain areas with colors that are already existing. Also, I would like to add to my orange right segment same metal blue and dilute it really well with the water. And visually my segment will stay orange with some interesting variations and bluish details. It looks like I'm adding light brown color, but it's actually metal acrylic gold. Now, in order to unify all my colors on the canvas, I'm using same color in different spots. As in this case, I'm applying same gold acrylic on my purple dark area. I know you might think that this gold acrylic makes my background look kind of dirty, but I know that the background is going to absorb the colors and it's going to be lighter. At the end we will get a nice, beautiful hint of gold. Well, adding gold looks like a great idea, especially knowing that gold looks really great under the varnish. Now, but this time I'm adding greenish gold acrylic. Please keep in mind that when you work with metal acrylics, they have to be diluted really well. Otherwise, because they're heavy and they have a lot of metal flakes inside, they can clog your beautiful texture. I know that metal acrylic colors look really great under varnish, otherwise I wouldn't apply them in such a big amount. I think light metal blue will look great at the bottom of my painting. We'll see. When I work with metal acrylics, I like using flat brush, and I hold it a little bit on an angle. This way the metal colors are easier to get into all the small caverns of my texture. Now you can see clearly what is happening. I'm holding my brush on an angle, not vertically, And see how the metal acrylic gets inside the caverns and the cracks of the texture and make texture more prominent. That's a beautiful effect. You can create really amazing textures with this. Pretty cool, isn't it? See how the whole segment still looks orange but with the beautiful blue details? If the segment was totally monochromatic, it probably wouldn't be that interesting. I would like to do the same treatment on different sections and add more blue metal into my cracks. Do you guys remember how excited I was when I was using orange acrylic ink? Well, it's almost gone after all these metal colors. Now I think it's just I should just do the same thing. I should add on top another layer of orange flame. Alright, this is what I have for now. I like the colors and I like the combination of colors. What's missing is some dramatic, colorful contrast. And trust me, there is nothing more dramatic as watercolor magic, especially this intense red pink. In case you don't have it, don't worry, you can substitute it with high flow acrylics. Perfect, this is exactly what I was looking for, and this is what I was missing in this piece. This is what I was talking about, that it's really nice to work with transparent and semi-transparent colors. You can still see underneath all other colors and textures, and you also get a beautiful new colorful hint. Let's repeat the same technique on another section. As you can see, I'm improvising, but once I love something, I repeat it again and again until I'm totally satisfied. And same treatment for this part, only difference is that I'm not going to add a lot of water because my background is pretty dark and I want my pink to be visible. I think all my other dark blue segments should look darker for more contrast. Well, looks like I got to my final stage. Right now, in order to finalize my painting, I would like to add a little bit more contrast. For example, what was orange, I would like to make more orange. Darker parts should become more dark. And while I'm doing this, I would like to outline again the most important points that I was talking about during this lesson. Number one, use a lot of water. This will help you to create beautiful gradient and let your color travel freely on the surface of your painting. Don't add too much color at once. Add light layers. Go slowly, little by little, adding colors and diluting it with a lot of water. Don't be afraid to add different colors on top of each other. It will create beautiful colorful layers and will make your painting look very colorful with a beautiful effect of lightness and semi-transparency. Adding a lot of colors at once might clog your texture and get into caverns and cracks, so just be aware of that. It's easy to separate the segments from each other by using different gradients. So try to alternate between dark and light, cold and warm. For this lesson, I suggested to use different type of water-based colors. Don't get discouraged if you don't have all recommended types. We could easily deal with only one or two types of acrylic colors, but my idea was to inspire you and show you how differently colors behave on this texture, and of course I wanted you to get a new experience by getting to know new materials. For me as an artist, it's very important to have a variety of materials, to have choice, because choice gives me a great ideas and I can experiment and I can find some absolutely unexpected results and of course enjoy my creative process. And that's what matters. Enjoying creative process. This is why we are doing all this. I would also like to add something what I think about joy in creativity. For me, when I enjoy, that means that I'm doing a right thing. That means that I'm following my inspiration and I'm on the right track. But at the moment when I feel tired, when I don't have new ideas, when I don't enjoy the process anymore, that means I need to stop. I need to take a break. And I encourage you all to listen to yourself while you're creating. When you stop enjoying, that means you need to take a break. Even 5 minutes can change a lot. So listen to yourself. When the joy is gone, means that you need to stop. And then it will come back. I promise you, it always comes back. Well, knowing when to stop is also a very good skill that comes with experience. At this point, I think I finished this part. I like it. I hope you like it too. I hope you enjoyed the process as much as I did. And let's continue. So how was it? I hope it was enjoyable and I hope now you have more clarity, more understanding and more inspiration to experiment with beautiful water-based colors and other mediums. So let's do it. And again, if you happy with this presentation, you might check also this course. Check out link below. And again, ask me questions, join my Facebook group, and let's stay in touch and inspire each other. Happy creating!